Oh, I appreciate that so much. That's so nice of you.
I figure we have about 40 minutes.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a haul. I really do appreciate that. That's so nice of you to get me a drink.
Of course.
All right, let's see. Now this area is just messed up.
Yes.
Oh, I see what it wants to do. Okay. It's going to go out that way. It's going to just avoid all of it.
It really is the best way to get out.
Yeah. So you are, is this a daily commute for you?
No, this is the ride to my boyfriend's place.
Ah, okay. Nice. Nice.
He usually comes and gets me, but I decided to make it a little easy on him today.
Yeah, this is going to be a little bit of a haul for you.
Yes. It is every time. And it'll say 40 minutes, and I do apologize.
No. I knew, I saw it when the reservation came up. I was like, no, that's perfectly fine. And it's not so far, like it's on the other side of Houston, but I can easily catch rides.
That is a better area for rides.
Oh, it is. The best areas, what I've noticed, I mean, obviously the best areas are always going to be like airports and then downtown. But as far as like the burbs or, the outer, going outside of the city center of Houston, that south and southwest area definitely has more volume, more traffic, at least for Uber, what I've seen.
Yeah. More people needing rides.
That's right. That's right.
I do really like your car.
I love it. Yes, Tesla.
Mm-hmm. I've actually never been in one.
This is your first time in a Tesla? Yeah. Seriously? We waved it. They're letting us through. Let's see. That one. Nice. They were all nice. That one did not. Is he? Oh, yeah. Is he? We just didn't know it. They were all really nice, except for a couple of them. That last one, I wasn't quite so sure if they were going to be that. So I was like, let me. Sometimes
I think people see a fancy car and they're more like, I'm just not going to hit it.
That might be it. That was a tough little intersection to get through there.
My other Ubers hate it every single time.
Yeah. That worked out about as well as I think I've ever seen going through there.
I've had to sit there for maybe like 5-10 minutes before.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just waiting. Because sometimes people will sit there and they're trying to book 3 lanes and they'll wait till it's clear and it's never going to get clear.
Yeah. No, I was they were pretty much until we got to that last lane of traffic. And then I was like, I don't know how nice that last lane's being. Yeah. Let me just, let me help it on out here. Yeah, so that's awesome. I love it. So this is your very first time in a Tesla. So first time in a self-driving car, I presume, as well. Yeah.
My boyfriend's car is a GTI, so it kind of drives a little bit.
Yep.
I don't like when he puts that on it.
Well, let me know if you're uncomfortable with it. I can drive any.
It's more his likes to be jerky when it's around other cars, so it'll say that it's self-driving, but it's also like.
And I'm assuming when you say self-driving, it's like mostly on, like you're talking highways.
Yeah, it's not like...
Not soup to nuts.
Yeah, no. Yeah. It can't make actual turns or nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think at least most of the newer cars, they all have they call it ADAS systems, driver assistance systems, where on the highway, it's... it's beyond just cruise control. Like it'll actually keep you centered and within cars, but it's not going to like change lanes or get off intersections for you and go into, This one here, the full self, will actually do it all soup to nuts. Obviously right there because we got into, it was such a congested area and they were helping me a lot. They were being nice, but at the end of the day, I just didn't want to be a jerk.
Yeah.
So I took over to get it on through there.
I like the little rainbow navigation.
Oh, you like that? Yeah. Yeah. And it's actually got, in this particular version, it's got 3 modes. It's got chill, standard, and hurry. And so I've got it on chill because it's Uber, right?
Yeah.
Uber passengers. Most folks just, what it'll generally do is like, so the speed limit's 65. It will generally go the speed limit, or if it notices traffic is going faster than the speed limit, it might go, 3 or 4 miles above, but basically stay in that range. If I put this thing on hurry right now, it will get all the way over to the left lane and peg it at 82.
I didn't realize it was that smart.
It's very, very smart. But for Uber, I usually just stay in the chill.
That's a smart option.
It's a smart option, yeah. Well, let me know if you have any questions about the Tesla at all, or if you just want to have a quiet ride too. I can shut the hell up. I'm good at that.
I don't mind either. I make conversation throughout the day with children, so I don't mind actual conversation.
There you go. So you work at the learning center there?
Yeah.
That's good for you.
I run the 2-year-old room.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you are around 2-year-olds all day long.
All day, Monday through Friday.
Wow.
And screaming, laughing.
Well, thank you for your service.
That's not like that.
Seriously. I'm sure that's both rewarding as well as just
Training.
it's tough. Yeah.
I love doing it. I love my kids. Every daycare I've ever been to, I do not like the management. They don't care about the kids as much as teachers do.
Yeah. Well, that's going to be the case in, oh, Lord. Okay. Sorry about that. I saw that tire tread there, and I was hoping that Volkswagen saw it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing, because you're a teacher, so you're in it, you're ideological about it. You love the kids. A lot of times administrative folks, they're, it's all a spreadsheet.
Yep,
The numbers.
I have one kid that he gets overstimulated pretty fast, so it's a droning cry all day.
Oh, Lord. Well, that's the other thing, is that even at that, well, probably even more so at that age, right? Because at 2 years old, you have a personality, obviously.
Yes.
But you also don't give a damn about what anybody thinks of your personality at that point, right? Like, there is no filter, zero.
It's right when the flip turns on for their personality, so they're not fully grasping what it is yet.
Right.
But they're fully showing it.
Right. They're fully showing it's coming into play. They're fully showing it, and there is zero social filter that they care about at that point, right? There's no, because as the years go by, that personality is definitely formed. But then most people, unless you're a sociopath, right? Most people, there's like a filter they learn. Like, okay, well, I can't say that. Or I feel this way, but I need to,
regulate. Yeah.
At 2 years old, no.
They literally don't have the brain parts yet to regulate their emotions. So they've literally gained their personalities, and each of them are so varying that it's like doing chemistry, trying to figure out what to do.
Chemistry and math.
Yes.
Like a matrix.
And I get to have 11 every day.
11 of them, all with different 2-year-old personalities.
Yep.
Wow.
It's really interesting that they do all have complex personalities that are different. It's not like identical children.
Right.
I like that part.
So what is a typical day like for a 2-year-old at the learning center? I mean, do they, is it just like you have to be go. Of course, they have at that age. I'm assuming they have to take like several naps because they're going so hard in the paint.
They take just one nap, and it's from 12 to 2 every day.
12 to 2. So
That's,
one nap. Wow.
It's state regulated, so we're only allowed the one nap. But they have to have that nap also.
Yeah. Well, I'm assuming most of them just because you're going so hard in the paint at 2 years old that when that nap time comes, it may take a little while to wrangle some of them, but once they're down, they're like...
Usually like 1.5, 1-year-olds kind of do that, but 2-year-olds actually, when they start kicking the napping and they don't want to do it anymore, so I have to like fight them to sleep, and it takes about 30 minutes, so that's an hour and a half down, and then a lot of people wake up within an hour of sleeping, so...
They wake up early.
Yeah. It's a lot.
Are there any of them that are like, thank God, they just go down and then they're down for the whole time?
And I love those.
Those are the best.
Yeah. I get to put those to the side while I have to put 4 kids to sleep at the same time.
Oh, man.
Yeah. It's from like 10 to all the way to 12 when I finally get them to sleep. It's a non-stop movement of like, I'm gonna make plates while laying down mats, and then serve them their food, and then put their blankets and sheets on, and then clean their plates and their hands and their faces and the tables and everything, and then lay them down, all while trying to make sure they don't kill each other.
Yeah. Man. And that's, and because they're 2, it's all day long.
All day long.
Yeah. You're not it's not after school. It's like you are school.
Yep. I have kids that come in at 6 and they do not leave till 6.
12 hours.
I see them, a lot of them, more than they see their parents.
I bet you they guarantee. Yeah, so they see their parent, they get picked up at 6. And then
they go home.
So maybe 6:30, 7. So, and then of course at 2 they don't have to worry about homework. Or do y'all? No, yeah, it's not.
I mean, we do suggest certain activities to like expand their learning.
But it's mostly like reading to the kids.
Yeah.
This is probably gonna, because I've got 4 kids myself, but they're all grown, so it's been so long for me to. Please, this is probably going to be a stupid, naive question, but I want to. Okay. Any of them able to read at that point, or is that pretty much? Okay, really?
Some parents are so on it that I have one little girl. She'll like get a book out and read to other children.
Wow! At 2 years old, she's reading to other kids.
My little brother did it too. He's really smart. Some of those kids just pick it up really fast.
That's incredible. That is incredible.
I do think it is. So some parents will focus on teaching kids ABCs, and that is a good place to start. But the biggest development is teaching them phonics, which is more sounding out the letter.
Yeah. And
once they start getting that, they can put words together so fast.
Well, I mean, yeah, their brains are just sponges at that point, right? So if it's I guess, like you said, what's the right stimulus? But
it's just about finding the right stimulus.
Yeah, but I can't think of anything more important for a child than teaching them to read. The sooner they can do that, it just opens up the world for them, right?
And they love it.
Yeah.
Like kids, they love screens, but my kids actually get more excited about like me pulling out the books off the shelf.
Really?
Yeah, because I have a teacher that opens my room for me, and she'll put the iPad out and have them watch one of our learning videos. But as soon, like, I'll put that away, and as soon as I put a book out, they're more excited and screaming than when I get the iPad out.
That's both interesting and, well, it's definitely mostly interesting and good to hear. So, and there's a biological response then to, because those 2-year-olds are in an environment that is entirely different than the one that I was 2 years old in. So I was 2 years old in 1970. They're 2 years old in 2025. So the only thing that is consistent between me being a 2-year-old and then being a 2-year-old is the book.
Yeah.
So my mom and my grandmother read books to me. You're reading books. So, I mean, let's just be blunt. They didn't have places like the Learning Center. that did not exist. Yeah. Because you weren't allowed to go work yet in 1970. Let's just be real blunt. It was the late 60s. So we were still kind of getting our act together with stuff like that. But
I do think people were reading to their kids back then.
they were. I can attest to that. Now, I did not know how to read it too. Now, some of that's just because, my mom was so busy with everything else, right? Because she had to do, back then, yeah, she didn't work, but she took care of everything.
There's a lot that goes into that.
There was and back then, even more so than today.
Yeah, things are a lot easier now.
Yeah, exactly. So, but she would, definitely take time out to, and my grandmother as well. Come think about it, I can't think of a single time my dad ever read a thing to me. Yeah, that was a different time and place though. But my grandmother and my mom, they were very, they specific time for doing that. I will say though, looking back on it now, that I do like the fact that we have the learning center, places like that, because what I can remember of it is they were but my mom was so focused on other things, and let's just be blunt. I mean, I think I might have been the first generation where kids weren't either an afterthought or free labor.
Yeah.
I was probably, you think of late 60s, we were probably that first generation. So we weren't getting a whole lot of attention like you're giving these kids are getting
not one-on-one, but I give them as much as I can.
But they're getting attention all through the day, stimulating attention.
And people focus on what their grades are doing.
Right. So it's not like me where my mom definitely read to me and my grandmother read, but especially if my mom was, she would do jobs from time to time out of the house. So my grandmother would take care of me. Well, she'd read to me for a half an hour, but then it was Young and the Restless, Guiding Light, soap operas.
Some interesting choices.
That's right. So,
and I have I have a curriculum for 2-year-olds of things I need to read to them, of lesson plans I need to do with them, and so it's personalized brain building.
That's awesome. See, and that's where you produce a world where kids are reading it too.
We're trying. The literacy is actually going down lately.
Really?
Yeah. It's because you have two sides of the spectrum. There's a lot of parents who are doing astronomical things, 2-year-olds that can read brand new stuff. But you also have a lot of parents that'll just put their kid in front of an iPad, and Miss Rachel is saving the day. There's only so much.
So it's actually making it get worse because there's these iPads.
Kids really love books. They're building blocks for imagination. But
yeah.
An iPad is it's going to keep them busy, but it's numbing all of that imagination.
Yeah. That's a really interesting point. Okay, so you're right. So there's outliers on both sides now that may not have existed, at least in the same number. In my generation, I'd never heard of it. I don't know of any of my friends that knew how to read it too. I do remember there was one girl in my kindergarten class who could read. There was one girl, and she would read. I remember her reading to me, but she had learned to read just at the beginning of kindergarten. So it wasn't something 3 years before kindergarten. But there was one, and it was that. And then the rest of us, most of us normal kids, that was when we were learning how to read, was in kindergarten.
That's more so still the age range where it starts happening.
Yeah.
But there's two sides of the spectrum. You'll sometimes have kids not learning until first, second grade now. and then some kids are learning at that 2-year-old range. So it's like,
wow. So it's definitely outliers.
yeah, it's growing the separation, but there is like growth on both sides.
I will tell you, and this is probably, again, just different times, but had there been kids that didn't know how to read in 2nd or 3rd grade when I was growing up, you would have got put in a special school. Like, there was, on one hand, that might sound terrible, but on the other hand, it was like, man, it was like, okay, we'll make sure they're reading before they get in the 1st grade.
And I do agree kind of that it put this fear factor in parents. I don't love the separation of kids, but it did force parents to try a little harder.
It did. There was a definite fear factor back then that if a kid could not read by the time you went into the 1st grade, you were going to go to a different school.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that might have sent that kid off, on a, who knows,
but
right?
Now it's on teachers to teach kids mostly everything that parents aren't teaching.
That's right. That's right.
That makes it so much harder to teach the kids that are there.
Right.
That are trying.
Yeah. But I will say this too. I think there were probably less kids who couldn't read by the 1st or 2nd grade than it sounds like what you're saying today. And that might have something to do with the handheld devices.
Oh, 1 second. My job was closed.
Oh, sorry. Go right ahead. Oh no.
They just like to check in and make sure when it happened. She probably just fell.
Yeah, that's interesting. Let me see this real quick. The navigation. Oh, stay on. I'm gonna go ahead and just stay on the freeway. It wants to take us off the freeway, probably to save a minute, just because traffic's so bad.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna keep us on the freeway.
My boyfriend doesn't get home until like 1 a.m. So I'm not in any rush.
Oh my lord.
Yeah. He works shows and stuff. He does lighting, so he doesn't get
cool.
to get home until late.
Now you were mentioning you don't have to do this commute though that often.
I don't. He usually doesn't work on Fridays. It's usually,
Oh, that's right. That's what you were doing.
yeah. Or when he does work, it's usually like a shop day, and that's usually right at the same time.
So y'all are able to commute together.
Which is great for me because I hate driving.
Yeah, so what it wanted to do is it was going to get off on the Lyons Street exit, probably go down a couple and then get back up, and it was going to save like a minute, and I was just like, no, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, that's not fun.
Yeah. Now, ultimately, what they want to do, and they've got it in Austin and the San Francisco Bay Area, but eventually they're going to have like robo-taxis. So, yeah, so when you do a Uber or Lyft today, obviously whenever you do it, it's got a a person, a dude. Could be a girl too, but you know, when I say dude, I mean in the general sense, these broad sense. So you got a person, a driver, and ultimately where they're going to get, well, they will get to. They're not there yet, obviously, as you could see. You know, there's just, well, actually, that one right there, nobody would care that it got off the freeway to save 45 seconds to get back if they're just in the back.
Yeah,
right? They're just,
you wouldn't really know.
You wouldn't know. But as a driver, I'm like, you know what? We'll just stay over here. But yeah, eventually that's what it's going to get to, is it's going to be driverless robo-taxi. So we're not there yet, but there's a lot of big positives to that. Number one is the cost, right? So you're going to like really drive. Exactly. I mean, you think about it, at least generally speaking, half the cost, it depends on the region you're in, but half the cost of it is you know, some retired guy like me, or a gig, you know, guy doing gig work. And we get it. Like Uber, we know that ultimately that it's going to go from us being in the driver's seat to no longer being here. So what we're kind of gearing up towards is like running fleets of these, you know, alongside the rideshare companies at some point, you know, just to provide the ancillary services.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's coming. Like, it's going to happen. Really, the question is it in the next, you know, 2 to 3 years, or is it more like 5 to 10? Yeah. But yeah, a lot of benefits to it. So it's going to drive the cost way down, because you can take the driver out of the equation. You know, you're at least taking half the cost away, right? The other benefit is just, you know, some of the terrible stories I hear. I've been doing Uber now for about 5 months. I just retired a year ago, so this is kind of like my first stab at post-retirement. And you know, unfortunately, I hear stories, and I've done 1,200 rides at this point. Yeah. And you just hear some really like stories that are just like, you know, I wouldn't want my daughter to go through something like that. So I don't want to get to, you know, you probably know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
so
my mom doesn't love me being in an Uber, but
I don't blame her.
I a year and a half ago passed out behind the wheel. Yeah, so I also don't prefer to be behind the wheel either. So.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So obviously it was, you know, the worst case scenario didn't happen.
Yeah, I did total 3 cars. I was going under a bridge, and the doctors say I have anemia, and that's the reason I keep passing out, but I've passed out like every 3 years of my life. Never behind the wheel, but that time I did. I didn't eat breakfast that day, and I was driving to go get my ex at the time from his job, and I went to go pick him up. I was going under a bridge, and I like passed out going under the bridge, and then I woke up in a wreck, like hit a pole. People were pulling me out of the car, and yeah, since then I'm like, I'm not really gonna drive.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So, I mean, any physical damage or?
I'd been fine. I'd been a bit bruised up, but and a heavy case of whiplash and a concussion.
Oh my gosh. And that's happened to you 3 times?
No, I pass out literally every 3 years of my life. So I'm 22 now. It first happened when I was in 3rd grade, and I passed out a few times. They say it's because I'm anemic. I wouldn't imagine that being anemic would make me pass out like that, but that's just what the doctors keep saying. And because they can't really give me a diagnosis I'm happy with, I don't choose to drive.
That's incredible. So but you are anemic.
Yeah, I am. Yeah. Not severely so, but I am anemic.
Right. And so what you're thinking is that's probably what's contributed. But so every 3 years or so, it's like, and when you say you pass out, it's one of those things where you could be talking to somebody and then all of a sudden I'll
feel it coming. My vision will start going out, and I'll feel like a wave go over me of like, oh, I'm not in control of my body now. And then I have like maybe 5 seconds to do something, and then I pass out.
Gosh. Oh Lord,
I've,
that's
like,
scary.
hit concrete. I've fallen downstairs.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's scary. And you just don't, I mean, like you said, you get 5 seconds fair warning. Well, that's not enough.
No. I used to run track, and I did the 1.5 miles, and I was in first place one day, and I had 1 lap left, and I felt it coming, and I tripped over the gutter on the inside because I was like, oh, my vision's going out, maybe I should pull to the side. And I tripped, fell, hit my head, passed out.
Oh my gosh.
And did not get first place.
Oh, well.
Yeah, I was so mad waking up.
Oh man, you probably woke up like, did I at least fall over the finish line?
It was so close. I was so mad.
Oh my gosh. Well, that's scary as hell. Traffic ahead. Yeah. I think so. Yeah, wow. Well, I do not blame you then for not wanting to get behind a wheel, because yeah, that could, I mean, granted, I hate that you got into an accident and whiplash and like you said, concussion, but it could have been a lot worse.
Oh yeah, for sure. I woke up more worried that I had hurt somebody, like, other than myself.
Right.
And everybody kept having to calm me down and be like, we're all fine. And everything was totaled because everybody's airbags went off, but not because it was like really bad damage. Everybody just said that their necks hurt a little bit.
So it was a double whammy.
Yeah.
Not only did you pass out and get into an accident where you physically got hurt and could have died, but when you came to, you saw that other vehicles were involved. So you're all of a sudden, the anxiety even goes. I couldn't imagine. Oh my gosh.
My first my immediate fear was that there was a kid in the car.
Oh.
And everybody had to I had 2 people in one car because they were coming from their job. It was like a work truck.
Okay.
And then this one insurance dude, which kind of ended up being like a good thing because he was helping me with insurance involving the wreck, even though I wrecked his car.
That's incredible. See, there's good people in the world.
They were really good.
So you literally, you ran into the guy, but he helped you with your insurance.
I think you could tell how out of it I had been. He was the one that pulled me out of the car.
Yeah.
Because the driver door was crushed into the...
Yeah.
What is it called? I'm spacing. The pole that I had crashed into.
Oh, on the road and the underpass?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what is it called?
The red light pole, whatever.
Yeah.
And he had to
the traffic
jam
light
it open.
Oh man.
I think he had thought I was a little more than not okay, so he was a bit more worried and was like, I'll handle things, and I was like, dude, I wrecked your car.
No, I mean, once he, obviously they knew that there was a condition there. I mean, let's just be blunt. Once he opened up your door and didn't smell alcohol, he was probably like, okay, let me, because that would have been a completely different.
Yes.
I guarantee you that would have been a different outcome there.
My daycare clothes, so he had seen me.
Yeah, I mean, that's the exact opposite. Oh, man. Well, I do not, you are making the correct decision then. Is like that, man. Yeah. Just fortunate, like you said, everything worked out well there. You didn't lose your life.
I took it as a sign.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you acted on that sign. That is, well, I will tell you, that something like this may be, and I know, there's a part of me that's like, no, don't leave it alone because you've made the right decision for yourself. Just say, I'm not even going to get behind the wheel of any car.
I have thought that if I get any car, it would be a really smart car.
Yeah, like a Tesla.
Yes, because I want something to be able to stop me, to be able to take action if I can.
Right. Yeah. So this is going to sound like obviously I'm driving one, so it's going to come across as like, well, of course he's going to say Tesla. But just so you know, like if you're talking about like the car that a person could buy, right? That you could just, go online and get, or, buy on a lot. Teslas are obviously the smartest because they're the one right now. This thing can go soup to nuts. Like you could in your driveway put in a destination, press the button, and it'll take you there soup to nuts. Now, like I said, where we're at right now though is that it has to be supervised. Yeah. So I'll walk you through a scenario. So what I mean, well, first let me say, like supervised means I can push a button in my driveway, put in and it'll take me all the way to my destination, and I won't have to do a thing unless I want to, but I would not have to do a thing. But I have to be in the driver's seat. I have to be awake, obviously. I've got a camera that is looking at me like a hawk. And what that camera is making sure of is that not only am I in the driver's seat, not only am I awake, but that my head is properly aligned towards the front windshield. So if I were to, and I'm not going to do it, but if I were to look this way and like as we're carrying on the conversation, I looked directly at you for longer than say 5 seconds, the system would beep at me and tell me, get your head back to the front. Now what would so your next question would be, well, what happens if you pass out? Yeah. What would happen if right now, while this is on, I were to pass out? Great question, Arden. So what would happen is the Tesla would start to beep at me, right? And it would notice that I'm not responding. So usually if it beeps at you, I'm going to get my head back on a swivel and that'll go away. Or if it beeps at me, it'll tell me you need to touch the steering wheel to let me know you are here and you're acknowledging that you need to get you're supposed to be doing something. So I would do, if I didn't do any of those things, like because obviously if I pass out, I can't do anything. If I pass out, I can't wake up, and I can't touch the steering wheel because I can't read. So what it would do is it would immediately start working its way over to the right and get over to the side of the road and then just stop.
That's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. It's not the safest thing in the world. So like in this situation right here, what it would do, if I were to pass out, bam, right now, what it would do, and when I say it's not the safest thing in the world, like, because it's still, even if it got all the way over to the right and stopped right there, that's not the safest thing in the world, but it's safer than continuing to move, right?
Because when I passed out with my foot on the gas. So I was like, they were trying to get me out because the wheels were still spinning.
Oh my God. Yeah, it would not do that. Like it would stop. Like it would stop the system and not continue moving. So that is, like, I could tell you, Arden, like with where the technology is right now, yes, you would have to be in the driver's seat. You would have to be ready to drive. Like, in other words, you would have to be in a situation that you would have to be ready to be a willing participant in. Yeah. But I will tell you, the software is at a place right now where you would never have to do that. You'd have to be ready, but you'd never have to do that. And if you did pass out, it would get over to the side and stop. It may not be the perfect place to stop, like right here. There is no perfect place to stop, but it would get to the right, get to the side, and it would stop. Honestly, it would not move.
Being in a place where, like, I'd be on the side, the hazards would probably be on, and somebody...
Oh, yeah, it would put the hazards on. It'll put that I forgot to mention that. It puts the hazards on.
And that's the thing. Somebody would notice, hey, something's going on.
She's not moving.
Yeah.
Right. She's got the hazards. She's over in the right. She's not moving at all. Something is going on. Yeah. They would honk. they would get no response, and they would know something's going. Now, in this situation right here, that wouldn't be as big of a deal. But like, let's say this was moving along at say 55 miles an hour. It would move to the right. It would get as far to the right as it possibly could and would stop. So as you can tell, it's got a shoulder, but a lot of times these shoulders aren't the safest spot, but it would still be safer than you continuing to move along passed out. Right?
Yeah, I've decided if I ever do get a car, it'd be, honestly, you've kind of sold me a little on a Tesla. These are really nice.
I highly recommend it. Like, if the reason why I even bring it up is that what I hate it, because I'm glad, well, let's table set. Thank God you're alive.
Yeah.
Like, that is first and foremost. Thank goodness you are alive, because quite frankly, from the scenario you told me, there's a lot of probabilities in there that you wouldn't be.
Yep.
Like, if you put all the probabilities together, there's a bunch of them that involve you not being here
there
anymore.
Was every reason for me not to make it.
Exactly. So first and foremost, we're happy about that. And also, secondly, kudos to you for recognizing the issues, the sign, and saying like, hey, I don't want to risk that ever again in my life. I don't want that. But at the same time, it's also taking away some of your freedom.
Yes, absolutely. That's the debate I go back and forth with myself, is I don't have means to get around. I have to decide, okay, how important is going there.
Yeah. So you have been, granted, we've still got about 8 more miles to go, but you and I have been in this car together now for about 30 minutes. Probably, what have we gone, about 20 miles at this point? And we've still got a little ways to go, but I disengaged what they call a non-critical intervention 2 times. One, and they were both preference. They were both personal preference, right? So one of them was FSD, Tesla. The Tesla was getting all the way across the lanes. People were being nice, letting us across, but we had to get all the way over in that U-turn, and I just didn't feel like it was going fast enough, right? I felt like I was being a little bit of an a-hole, like the Tesla was being a little bit of an a-hole to that last lane. So I took over for 1 second just to get into that U-turn, right? But that was personal preference. It would have done it. It would have probably gotten honked at a couple of times while it was being real slow, because it's going to be slower than a human.
Yes.
Like, it is always going to be, when it takes that, it's not going to gun it. Like a human might, when it's given the opportunity, it's going to acknowledge another human being nice to them. And part of that acknowledgement is, well, get the hell along then. Like, I'm stopping to let you through. So the 2 things I expect of you is wave at me to say thank you and get going, right? And I waved, but the Tesla just doesn't care about getting going. The Tesla's like, I'm not a biological human being, so I'm not going to wave at you and thank you. You're doing what, I'm expecting you to do, but I'm also going to be probability weighted safe as I'm going through there. And that, it means I'm going to go at 2 miles an hour. And I was like, yeah. So that was preference. And then the second one was where it wanted to get off on that Lion Street exit to save like 45 seconds. Because I saw what it was doing. I was like, that's going to literally save us 40. So we can go 15 miles an hour on the feeder for 3/4 of a mile versus going 5 miles an hour, just staying on the highway. And I just made the game time decision. Let's just stay on the highway.
Yeah.
Right. You did, and I asked you about it. You were fine with it.
Yeah.
But other than that, you've witnessed it, right, Art?
It doesn't feel like you're not driving. It feels completely normal.
Yeah.
Which was really surprising because I thought maybe like when other cars were starting to do things that were questionable, that it might get a little like slower or jerky, and it's been pretty smooth.
Yeah. I mean, I'll just be absolutely blunt with you. There is no way in hell I would ever do Uber in this town with anything other than a Tesla on FSD. And you want me to tell you why? It's not because that it makes me more relaxed, because it does. Like I have so much less tension, but it's because of knuckleheads like that. It's because of that. It's all of it. Like all the thing, like this type of stuff you see right there, Arden. I see that in an 8-hour Uber stint. I will see that 40 times. I mean, that was benign, right? That wasn't too bad. I mean,
but it could get worse.
Right. Oh, I've seen a lot. I see 20 red lights run per day. I see somebody go from here to there probably 3 times a day. You know what I mean? From here, from there. Like, oh my God, we're going to miss our exit. Like, forget, who cares about everybody else? I need to get over there right now. And I don't care if it puts your life in jeopardy. I don't want to have to reroute. That's basically what they're saying.
Because it's like, just own that you made a mistake.
Just go on up. There's another exit, I guarantee you. 2 miles up. Yes, will it add 5 minutes? Yes. But that's the thing. They're saying that your life is not worth as much as their 5 minutes.
Yeah.
That's basically what they're saying when they do that. So I would never, like this right here, that's what it's beautiful at. Like, granted, it stays within the white lines. Great. There's other ADAS systems that can stay within the white lines. The things what others can't do is what it's doing right now. It's getting off on our exit. And it's going to make the right turn. But I will tell you, first and foremost, the thing that I love the most about it, Arden, is what it does around other vehicles. How it is the best defensive driver on the planet. Like, because it's got 8 eyeballs all around. 300. I've got 360 degrees field of view, 8 eyeballs. It doesn't drink. It doesn't have a boyfriend or a girlfriend that yelled at it last night. Doesn't get tired. Didn't call in sick. It's not biological. It just doesn't care about any of those things. It only has one mission in life. Well, it doesn't have a life, but you know what I mean. Is to drive you as safely and as efficiently as possible. Nothing else.
It's been doing that.
I mean, as far as the smoothness goes, how do you like the overall just feel of the drive?
I like it a lot. It isn't hitting the potholes that I know are on this route as hard as I've been in other cars. It felt the road.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm really, really happy that you got the opportunity to experience it. I mean, don't, like I say it again, take it with a grain of salt. I'm in a Tesla. It's obvious I'm a Tesla nerd. So, fullness and fair disclosure, I am a Tesla nerd boy. Like, I've got my outfit on and everything, right?
This just kind of was lining up because I'm saving for a car, but I don't want to buy a car until I have enough saved for a really nice one.
Yeah.
And I had been thinking about getting a Tesla or something similar, and I had just never been in one. And this is the first time Uber had actually put me in one.
That's awesome. I'm glad you got the opportunity. I'm so happy you got the opportunity. I think this would be the perfect car for you. And granted, Teslas are going to be great cars for a lot of people, but for your petition, like I'm telling you, this is the only car available that a individual customer could buy that could give you back 100% of your personal freedom, your independence, if you will.
Even getting a regular car, I'd be constantly worried. It's still.
Well, you'd have to. You'd have to, because it couldn't take you soup to nuts, right? You would have to drive that car at some point.
Yeah, and I would constantly, like, I'd still be making that decision before I go, hey, is this super important to go do? Because
Right.
do I want to risk that?
Right. Like the road that we're on right now, this is the only car that can do it on this road right here. That's it. Like, you could go get another vehicle with a great ADAS system, but that's a highway, right?
That's it.
This is going to take you. So we got off the highway, and it saw the. You probably didn't see it, but it saw the dog. It sees animals. It's PETA approved.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It stopped.
Oh, and it's seeing people.
It's seeing. Yeah, you see all the bit. Yeah. So now that we're there, you go. There. Well, I thought that was was that a person right there? Yeah, it was. Yeah. Yeah. So this is where it really shone, because like on the highway, I'll acknowledge, Arden, that other vehicles have what I call glorified cruise controls that will work on a freeway. Like, you just get once you're on the freeway, it'll lock in for you. But then when it's time to get off that freeway, now you got to lock back in. Teslas, you don't have to do that. Tesla, this is going to take you all the way. So I picked you up at Sonic, and I pushed a button, and this thing is going to take you all the way to in front of your destination, and I will not have done a thing. Now watch. So we got a bus directly in front of us with a person, so we're going to get on over.
That's so nice.
Yep.
It's not like last minute decisions.
Nope, no last minute. We're going to get around that bus. We're going to be a little bit cautious, and then should get right back over here pretty soon. I wonder why it's not getting back over. Well, we do have to take a left, but not in a while. So
I will warn that there is a heavy pothole right before our turn.
Oh, is there? Okay, well, I'll be on the lookout for that. Hopefully, that's the one thing I will tell you, Arden. With potholes, it's a little bit hit or miss. It's about 50-50 right now on potholes. Most of the time, it'll try to avoid them. Sometimes it can't, right? Because if there's cars over to our side. So let me be on the lookout for that then.
It'll be literally
right before your left.
Yeah.
Well, what I would tell you to do, Arden, is go do some test drives of Teslas. And you can you don't even have to buy a new one. Like, if you're really trying to save money, because you're young, right? You're 22. I mean, take this right. You're a baby. You're 22 years old, right? And so you're just getting started in your career. I get it, right? And so you don't want, you're at a point in your life where you're still trying to save money. Well, there's used Teslas out there that do the exact same thing. All Teslas come equipped with the computer hardware to run this software.
I do have a question. It's electric, right?
Yes, fully electric.
How do you go about charging?
I charge at home. But now, so that is the, there are going to be some differences there. For me, it's easy peasy because I have a house with a garage. So when I get home at night, so I generally go through a full charge throughout the day because I'm an Uber driver. So I'm going to go through a full one. But what I do is I charge it in my garage, just like an iPhone. And I've got a full charge when I wake up in the morning.
It's nice.
And it's great. So I never have to worry. Now, depending on where you live, so for apartment dwellers, what I usually tell them is, like, some apartment complexes will have like what they call destination chargers. Some of them, most of them won't. So what you do there is there's Tesla superchargers all over Houston. All over, yeah.
Usually at Target parking lots, which is nice.
Well, a lot of people will do that too. So what I would say for apartment dwellers or townhouse or condo type folk is that you'll either go to a Tesla supercharger, once every 3 or 4 days. It depends on your commute too. Like you have a longer commute, so you might use it more often. But a lot of times they'll go to a Tesla supercharger once a week and do it there. Or when they go to like Walmart or Target or Costco or something, a lot of times there'll be like destination chargers there as well, and they'll just plug in
I do live with my parents until I'm out of college, so I'll be fine doing it at their house.
There you go. So I'm assuming your parents have a garage?
Yes, yeah.
There you go. And by the way, not only is it real convenient at your parents with the so where I'm taking you right now is your boyfriend's, right?
Yes, yeah.
So you live with your parents. So your parents
Right
out.
here.
It's right. Okay, let's see how it does. When it went, the pothole was in between.
Yeah,
Did you
it was-
see how it kind of maneuvered there?
Yeah,
Just a
a little
skosh. I didn't know what I felt it. I felt it down in my buns, but it's kind of hard for. Probably you weren't gonna, but you did. You said you felt
Just
that.
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, it's just like just a skosh.
the same way like a person would kind of angle it when they found it.
That's right. It was, so that was the only. In fact, I'm actually more impressed with that one because it couldn't go. It could not get over. Like if it got over to the right lane, we're gonna miss your. So it has to stay in that lane.
Mm-hmm.
But there is that one path where if you get over just enough, and it did that.
Mm-hmm. It was really impressive.
That was pretty impressive, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. So is it going to be?
This one right here.
And so let's see where it stopped. Now, granted, it's probably going to, yeah, because it always stops to where to put the passenger, who's usually where you're at right there. But do you want me to get you up into your driveway?
It's okay. I can
You're
walk.
good?
Yeah.
Well, it has been so nice talking to you.
Nice meeting you.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. And thank you for the Diet Coke, Diet Pepsi, Coke Zero, whatever. Push that button at the top. Right there. Yep. And then push out on the door at the same time. Exact same time.
Okay, cool. You have a good night.
You too. Have a good one.